What's up guys, this is Ray and welcome to Asian Filmist, and I have another review of a video game adaptation for you guys today, and that movie is Professor Layton and the Eternal Diva, and it's based off the popular game series of the same name. First of all, this isn't an actual adaptation of the games, rather it's a movie episode of the game series timeline, meaning that the story that happens within this movie takes place within the canon of the games. And I consider myself a bit of a fan. I played the first two games in the series, and I even played a crossover with Phoenix Wright, the Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright game. Absolutely fun games if you're a fan of puzzles and also brain teasers. This game has a lot of good fun and a lot of entertainment to be had. So this movie, much like the games, focuses on Professor Layton and his apprentice Luke, and this time around they have to work together to stop the plot of a mysterious man who's offering people eternal life. And this whole story happens on top of this opera house, which is also a cruise, and this opera house, their performance tells the story of this lost lamb by the name of Ambrosia, which supposedly holds a secret to eternal life. And that looks like the kind of premise that this mysterious man is using to kind of hook people in and to get people to solve these puzzles, and then what he promises to the sole person left after everyone else has failed solving his puzzles is the eternal life that the legend speaks of. So as far as the positives are concerned with this movie, I think, well, a lot of things were just lifted straight out of the game series, and that includes the art style, the music, and even the voice acting. I think if you're a fan of those three aspects from the games, you'll have a lot of fun with this movie. They don't change anything at all, like the character designs, even the characters which are unique to this story alone. They're designed with the same kind of simplicity, but at the same time the same kind of weirdness. So, you know, it's definitely nothing that looks like an anime, a typical anime or a typical Japanese game. At least the characters that would come out of a Japanese game. I think it's very unique on its own, and to see them animated and come to life, I thought everything was a sight to be seen. And not only that, you know, first of all, I thought the animation and the set design were all beautiful. The way the sets and just everything was designed together was great, and above all, it was beautifully animated with a nice balance of traditional animation and computer graphics. I thought I think there's some debate about whether like there was more CG being used in this movie, and also whether this movie over relied on CG, but I thought personally it was a nice balance. I didn't think either medium conflicted with the other, and overall it still created an entertaining experience. And the puzzles that the game series is known for and loved for, they're also present in this game, but the way they're kind of reformatted to fit this kind of movie, the cinematic environment, I thought was well done, in the sense that puzzles come in the form of these obstacles that kind of filter out all the contestants that want to take part in this contest to get eternal life. The puzzles are kind of like their obstacles, their missions, if you will, that everyone has to kind of solve the puzzle on their own, and each answer leads to different being in different places, and contestants who end up being in the wrong place get filtered out, get eliminated, and supposedly get disposed of. So I thought that was interesting, and even the way it was interpreted on how both Professor Layton and Luke kind of thought about the solutions of the puzzles in their heads, I thought it was cool. It's something that I don't think was interpreted quite similarly in the game series, and I think even though it's very short each time it happens, I thought the way it was interpreted was quite fun. But I gotta admit, some of the solutions they have to some of their very sticky situations are kind of outlandish. I mean, for example, they make a makeshift helicopter out of parts in a shed, you know, but overall I think it's all in the name of good fun, and I think that, you know, all of that still captures the essence of the source material. And as far as the negatives are concerned, it's not so much. I genuinely like this movie. If there's anything I had to pick as negative from this movie, is that at times I thought the pacing was a bit slow. It could have been picked up just a little bit, but other than that, I genuinely like this movie. And overall, you know, if you're a fan of the games, I think you would definitely be a fan of this movie. It has everything it has basically everything from the original games, from the acting, the music, the setting, the mood, the spirit of it all, kind of transplanted into animated form. And I think in the end, you just get to enjoy the experience of seeing your favorite characters being animated in movie form. But at the same time, while it definitely appeals to fans of the original games, I can't say it appeals that the same way to new fans or potential new fans who want to get into the game series. I think this movie kind of, it kind of demands a bit of not knowledge of the previous games, but at least just knowledge on how everything works and how everything operates. I mean, granted, in the introduction, they kind of give a brief description on what Professor Layton, the game series, is all about. And it's like a good, I don't know, 5-10 minutes of the introduction. I think it's okay, but it doesn't do well enough to hook in new fans. And I think the complicated nature of the story and the fact that you don't actually see different puzzles being interpreted as they would be in the games, fully on screen in this movie. I think because of that, it kind of lacks that kind of appeal, that kind of hook to get new fans into the story. But I think regardless, if you're familiar with the games or not, you'll be in for a heartwarming story with a very intriguing plot. And I think the way everything unravels at the end, I thought, it was great. And I think it was a lot of fun. But honestly, I think as a fan of the game, I think that the movie could have used a few more puzzles just so, while we're watching the movie, we can have some fun as if we were playing the games in some way, shape, or form. I think there are only a handful of puzzles featured in this movie, but, I would love to have more just so I can have a somewhat shrunk down experience of what I would experience in the games in this movie. But other than that, I honestly liked this movie. So yes, those are my thoughts on Professor Layton and the Eternal Diva. What did you guys think? What kind of questions did you guys have? Let me know in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And by all means, please support Asian Films through Patreon. It definitely helps the channel a lot. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and hope to see you all again in the next video. Take it easy.